If you have followed any tech news recently, you definitely know that a lot of AI companies has revealed their newest video and image generation, which is just all over the internet. Every business is using it. Do we care about how these AI image generations are actually hurting different businesses? Well, in this video, I'm going to talk about how this is affecting the consumers and most importantly, why every advertisement is basically suffering from the consequences of just losing creativity for the price of AI. Before AI generations became so widespread, advertisement creative agencies used to hire professionals, creative people, have a team to create such a great advertisement for their customers or even brands. But now it's all done with just a little prompt and maybe some sentences, and now you have a perfect ad, which is, to be honest, a little bit sad. Because what used to have heart and soul and work put into it is just very soulless, and it shows that little bit of effort has been gone through it. I'm sure that you have witnessed so many different AI ads that you just want to scroll past by because it feels so unsincere and unrelated. We all know that it's making easier for businesses to use AI rather than hiring a completely different creative team to all of the job that might take them even weeks. They can do it in just one sentences. But do we even care as businesses that what this is doing to our customers, what people are actually reacting and feeling to all of these AI generated ads? The advertisement industry has always been super competitive. We have all heard about all of the dissing of different brands like Coca-Cola and Pepsi. It's very nostalgic for all of us that so many brands do care about the power of their ads. It's something rooted in the cultures of advertisement that we have to care about that ad campaign. That's something to be remembered by people. If you want to look numbers, companies on average spend 7.7% of their revenue just on ads. And some sectors like cosmetics and food even spend more, as high as 18%. Can you imagine? Nearly 18 or somehow 20% of a revenue of a company is just going for ad spend. So imagine if that company could save even a little bit of money by using AI instead of actual creative people, that would be a huge save for them. And why wouldn't they use it? I'm sure by now you have seen the controversy about the Coca-Cola AI generated ad about Christmas. Yes, it was horrendous. It was like a dagger into the heart. You could not just see the soullessness and the AI generated puppies and that horrendous truck, that you could just think of why couldn't they use a real truck, or even just as they have done before and so many other great YouTubers have explained it, which I will link them here below. They have used AI generated advertisement before. They have used VFX and other editing, but there was a real element on it. And in the time that they spent, I think it was 1 or 2 months and around 70,000 prompts, like the environmental impact that prompting all of those images could have, that money, that effort, and that time could have spent into real and actual creative people to do it genuinely, and it would feel much better into the audience and it wouldn't feel so disheartening to everyone. But what's interesting is that it took Coca-Cola to actually generate such a horrendous ad for other people, other creative agencies, and mostly customers to realize the harm that AI generated ads are actually doing to the industry and other businesses, and what these ads are doing to themselves. Coca-Cola's Christmas ads has always been something very cultural, a touchstone, and you just liked it. You just feel like, oh, it's Christmas coming. What's the ad for this year? And when it came out AI generated, it feels so lackluster that even the loyal customers felt betrayed because they were like, don't you even care to carry a good ad for this season? For the past couple of months, I've been dissecting every ad that I've seen from any platform that you can imagine of. City ads, the banners that are around the town, Facebook ads, YouTube ads, TikTok, Instagram, anything that you could imagine possible, especially the cable ads and the ones that are in streaming services, which I know is been flooding. And especially, hey YouTube, I'm talking about you. why there is an ad every 5 minutes in a 20-minute video, which is extremely exhausting, especially when a lot of it, maybe like 90% of it, is just AI generated. And it feels so much mind blowing that how much AI generated advertisement are we fed in every single day. There are data that shows by next year 90% of advertising agency will be using AI in their ad generations, which is a little bit sad because advertisement used to be a very creative sector. People actually had thought processes, had thinking rooms and mood boards to design this ad, but now you just have an idea, prompt it, do some tweaks, and there you go, you have your ad. And you can post it 1,000 times in different variations, which is actually what a lot of businesses are doing. They are using the benefits of basically costless ad generation to flood the internet with their campaigns. Before that, A/B testing of advertisement was something actually valuable. You do had very different variations of ads, or maybe just some tweaks which wasn't that much costly, but still you could see its impact. Now you have like thousands of A/B testings in every ad campaign, which are all AI made, and you don't think how your customer is feeling about seeing all of those AI generated ads when they are already seeing so much other disheartening content in their daily life. Let's not forget about the spams, which they are benefiting the most from AI generations, unfortunately. When we used to see, all of those spam and sketchy advertisements, especially on Facebook and Instagram, there was a way to recognize them. It was either the sloppy photoshops, the botched faces, weirdly cropped scenes, and it was your stolen footage, your favorite creator, which Mia Maples actually created a whole video about how they stole her image without her consent, and she doesn't approve of the products, which still happens. But now when they are actually using AI generated images, it doesn't matter if they use the credibility of their original creator. It was so hard for them to actually stack the images and Photoshop them, and you could easily understand. You could easily understand and do not feel for it that, oh, my favorite creator would not approve of this product, or we know that nobody is buying this, or she would never actually be in such a promotion, and you could see very terrible Photoshop jobs. But now when everything is extremely polished, everything is just super filtered and smooth, it's so hard to recognize and see which one is actually a scam and which one is just a genuine company. Even established businesses like reputable brands are using so much AI in their advertisement that you basically cannot distinguish, are they being sketchy? Is someone copying from the brand? Is it an actual ad? And same thing even happened to Holo Taco with Christine, actually made a short about it on YouTube, and I will link that below too. And she talked about how it was basically AI generated advertisement for her, and it was so interesting that they recognized it quickly. I don't remember it fully, but I think TikTok also generated that ad, which was astonishing just to imagine platforms auto-generated ads using AI from your business or product. The feeling of being constantly deceived by something that's man-made using some random codes and sentences is just so disappointing. In the last video, when I talked about the 3-month curse of businesses, I do mention the cost of cheap marketing. AI generated slop and advertisement is definitely one of those factors in cheap marketing which you definitely consider. Editing videos and photoshopping has always been a part of advertisement, especially in cosmetics, beauty, and food, but I couldn't find any specific regulations on advertisement with AI generated images because I think it's not prominent enough that they have to regulate it. Although platforms like Instagram do flag AI made, but the creator itself have to turn on the flag, which a lot of people don't. So that's a bit hazy and we cannot trust that fully. What's actually very mind-blowing to me is how all of these businesses are slowly losing the very important trust that they have been building with their customers over the years. And when you just are so easily okay with losing your bond that you have created. If you have done any sort of business or e-commerce or whatever, I'm sure that you know how important that trust bond is with your customer. You just don't want to sabotage it. And it's really interesting to me how businesses are so eagerly trying to sabotage it with creating all of this AI slop that they know their customers just hate. The hate of AI slop is so obvious that everyone is just expressing it. It's not hidden. It's not like people are afraid to express themselves. This AI bubble, which everyone is talking about, is something that's going to burst sooner or later. But what's important is that people and brands should care about using a little bit more of human touch in their advertisement or content, or maybe just human interactions. When everything from customer service to just the connection to the brand, to every single pack is inked with AI, you have to have a pathway for people that they just don't want it. Not everyone wants to be flooded and slapped in the face with artificial intelligence. Some people want to have that connection, and when you see that, oh, this brand actually took care, they hired and paid ethically that person to be in the advertisement instead of using an AI generated native person, they actually ask someone, or even instead of just creating something that doesn't exist in reality, they use something similar. Sure, it costs a lot of money to use AI instead of just hiring people to do your advertisement, and nowadays a lot of the CEOs see the need that they don't even need to hire a marketing agency, because sure, ChatGPT exists. I could just write a prompt and it can give me a marketing campaign, but nothing, absolutely nothing, will ever replace the charm and trust and creativity of a human mind. I actually have written a full article about this on Substack, which I will link it below, and I would love it if you'd read it and maybe put a comment, tell me what you think. I also have an email list which you can join. It's called the Memo. It is specifically made for CEOs that want to receive a weekly memo about things that they might have forgotten to consider in their business. I will link that below too. And if you just enjoyed any part of this video, I would love it if you'd consider subscribing to the channel. And before you go, I have actually created a video here for you which I talked about the curse of businesses who are just dying under 3 months. I will see you later in the next video. Bye.